What a Tuesday. I woke up yesterday morning and everyone was going crazy. We were going to get an Avengers trailer. We were going to get a Spider-Man trailer. Plus the whole state of play. I woke up this morning. People were losing their minds because of what happened with the Avengers stuff. I understand. Russo brothers shouldn't even have said nothing. Shouldn't have said nothing. And then, of course, there was never going to be a Spider-Man thing. I always thought it was so odd. I knew right away if Wolverine was going to be such a big topic in the state of play, why would they step on their own toes? Didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, we got a lot to go through today when it comes to the state of play stuff. I got it all written down here. I know my shirt's loud. Make fun of me if you want. It's very loud, but I had to do this way later in the evening, to be honest with you. So let's just get into it. Sony State of Play was today. They pumped it up as a pretty big one. I would say it was pretty impressive. They came out right out the gate. Wolverine. Insomniac's new game that got leaked. Everyone wanted to trash it when it was nowhere close to done. Same thing happened to GTA as well. Weird. But it looks phenomenal. It is absolutely what they said it was going to be. It's ruthless. So clean. It is very odd that Wolverine's clothing regenerates. But you can let that pass because everything else, it's the back is showing. You can see the adamantium spine. It's gross. It's gross. There's so much blood that gets all over him all the time. Like every swing is so ruthless. It looks phenomenal. You see Oliver Trask. Okay, baby. Sorry, guys. You see Oliver Trask on some of the containment shit, like containment containers. There's definitely going to be Sentinel stuff going on. You see Leech in trouble, which love that. Love me some Leech after X-Men 97 getting everything he got. Hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. So we get Leech showing up. Love seeing Leech. Love the X-Men 97 used him like I was saying. I think it's going to be a good character that you just know Wolverine wants to save. Jean Grey. You get to see some of the team up with Jean Grey. I don't think she'll be playable. Maybe she will be, but big surprise for me. It was not one that I thought of, which maybe I should have. That gives me a feeling there's a chance you might see some Cyclops in this game, which would be amazing. I think that'd be awesome. What else was in this? Sabretooth. You get first looks, I believe, at Sabretooth. I mean, you've seen Omega Red, seen some Sentinel stuff, but Sabretooth, of course, he was going to be in the game. And so that was huge. The gameplay was huge. You get a lot of reveals. They did a lot of gameplay, talked a lot about the game. Very, very impressed by Wolverine. That'll be out September 15th. All right, next they went right into Marvel's Token. The fighting game that'll be coming out here on August 6th. And what they wanted to talk about with Marvel's Token was the Knights of Doom is one of the groups they wanted to introduce, which is Doomsday, which of course they're doing Doomsday right now. Magneto, which is awesome. So glad they're putting Magneto in the game. I think he's perfect for their fighting game. I mean, you see him in Marvel vs. Capcom, it works. Green Goblin looks fucking awesome. He looks amazing. His fighting style looks perfect. He looks squirrely. So he's going to be a great character. And then Carnage, who is like maybe one of my favorite villains of all time. So, huge rollout of characters for Token. Like I said, August 6th, that comes out. Super excited. Amazing. So they went back-to-back bangers of Marvel, right into Rayman. Rayman Legends Retold. Which seems like it might just be a remake of Rayman Legends, but some things I've been seeing are that it's new. Either way, it looked really clean. Loved me some Rayman back in the day. Give me more Rayman. Always take more Rayman. That's out October 1st. Then they went into a little bit of a weird moment where they put out Bancho, the chef, which I don't know if that was part of Day the Diver. I don't know where that was from. But I mean, it looked fun. It looked fine. But there was no release date for that. And then Kumari looked very interesting. And you've seen the girl who's working on it memed like crazy. But that it looked alright as a 4-player co-op game. At first I was like, I think I've seen a million of these, but they did have some new stuff that I haven't seen before. So pretty cool, pretty cool. That was 2027, I believe. The next thing they went to was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. It is just like a redoing Tomb Raider 1 with a few new things in there. They definitely have tried to bring back that Lara Croft. It's, people whined over Rise of Tomb Raider because she was just flat, I guess. She's definitely not in this one. They're doing it for the gamers, I guess, for sure. That it feels really fresh though. It's super smooth looking. They're doing the dinosaurs, you know. It's Tomb Raider. It's what Uncharted wanted to be, which they did, but you know what I mean. I don't believe they had a. Did they have February 12th? February 12th, 2027 is the release date for the Tomb Raider game. So super cool looking. They went into one called The Lost Wild right after that, which was also a dinosaur game. Was a little odd to me. I'm like, back to back dino games. Why not just put that one into a spot where a different game was that we'll get to here in a little while? But Lost Wild it looked, it looked fine, I guess. All it had as a release date was 2027, which, whatever. I think it was kind of a layover game getting into the next big one. Which the next big one was a big one. It was Phantom Blade Zero, which I talked about in a short. I expected this to be one of the big ones talked about. They really didn't give you a lot. It's because they're having their own presentation or state of play for Phantom Blade here in the late summer. Also, it was weird that they said it was coming out in summer of 2026, which we're in summer of 2026. Why would you not have a release date by now? But I'm sure when they do that whole state of play, they'll probably release it then. But it was super short for what they showed for it, but it was him fighting a couple dudes while holding the baby and flipping the baby around and stabbing them and catching the baby. It was wild. If you haven't seen anything about Phantom Blade Zero, I remember the first trailer for Phantom Blade Zero. People were like, "What is this?" And as of now, it's looking like, I mean, it's getting its own presentation or state of play. It's gotten a lot of word of mouth. It's going around right now. So that will be, they say, summer 2026. We'll see. I have no fucking idea. After that, they went to Dune Awakening, which I don't know. I didn't ever see the Dune movies. That's on me personally. No, I still could check them out. I just haven't. But it didn't look impressive to me. They said there was going to be a single player mode, which I thought the whole thing was going to be single player. I guess it's not. I don't know. But Dune will be out September 22nd. Then they went into a little bit of a quick trailer moment where they showed off a remaster of Dynasty Warriors 3. That'll be out October 1st. And then they said like a Souls like called No Rest for the Wicked, which is coming out in October. It looked fine. You could tell it was part of the quick trailer section for a reason, but looked fine. It was fine. After that, this was one of the big ones. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. They showed a little bit more of Onimusha, which big Capcom game. Congrats to them. It looks phenomenal. Release date September 25. You're going to start seeing a lot of September out of nowhere, starting right now. September 25, that comes out. And a demo came out today. They dropped a trailer after the state of play, which I'm going to be doing the demo once I'm done making this video and posting it. I'll be going live on Twitch at Oh Happy Days 420. If you want to pop in and say hi, I'll be playing the demo tonight. After they were done with Onimusha, looks great once again. Congrats, Capcom. Looks like you're making a fantastic Onimusha game. They went into Silent Hill Townfall. Silent Hill Townfall. No need to say anything. I was super pumped. At the first trailer, they showed you more. It looked pretty creepy. Very ominous. Very ominous trailer. Pretty creepy. Mostly it was on the ominous side. That's out September 24th. So keep your eye out for that. I'll be playing that for sure. After that, they went to Ace Combat 8. Now, I was never big into the Ace Combat games. This looked amazing. I first was like, is this Top Gun? What are we doing here? I wasn't quite sure what it was supposed to be. That motherfucker looked awesome. It had some of the cleanest looking graphics. Of course it does. It's like driving games. They can make everything else photorealistic. The only real note I wrote was human Star Fox. Because they had a lot of them up close shots of all the pilots. I'm like, yeah, human Star Fox, sure. And then I saw it was Ace Combat. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Ace Combat will be out October 2nd. Next one was a huge one for me. Sitting there watching the trailer, I'm like, what am I looking at? The very first couple shots, I'm like, is this a Fast and Furious game? And then it switched over to showing Kit from Knight Rider. A lot of different moves with cars, right? And then they switched over to a DeLorean. I'm like, what are we doing here? Dude gets out of the car wearing the Marty McFly jacket, and you see it's like a Hollywood set, and it's Stuntman Hollywood. I loved the Stuntman games back in the day. Loved them. I was like, holy crap. I haven't played one of them in forever. This is like super exciting to me. And I'm now like, that had to have been Fast and Furious or Too Fast, Too Furious. It had to have been that opening shot because it was like the exact same Supra. Anyways, Stuntman Hollywood looked awesome. Didn't have a date, just had a wish list. Made me sad. Hopefully that comes out soon though. The next game, I played Resident Evil 9, Requiem. I've played a lot of horror games over this past year. Ill, ILL, looks like the best horror game I've seen all year and in years. And I remember the first time they showed this game, I was like, same thing. Like, why does this look so fucking crazy? And they showed this new one, and you're like, it does even more than the first one did. Every shot, every swing seems like it carries weight. It's a very impressive horror game. It says 2027. If it does come out in 2027, that's by far my most anticipated horror game next year. By far. Check out for Ill. Hopefully they'll give us a little bit more on that. Then they showed Control Resonant. I don't think we need to talk much about that. Congrats, Remedy. Control's great. I'm sure the second one's going to make good money. September 24th. What do you know? Another September 24th game. And then the one I was talking about earlier that probably could have got swapped out with the other Dino game. They showed stuff for Marathon, the Bungie game, Season 2 for Marathon. I didn't even know the game was out yet. I haven't heard a single thing about people playing it. But the second season is available now. If you're excited for Marathon, definitely go check that out. Showed a little bit of PlayStation Plus stuff, which just the new ones coming out. Nothing too crazy. There was one like the guitar Can't remember what it was, but it's super old school game, hard to find. They just put on there to play if you have PlayStation Plus. That's pretty cool. 2 games left, and then I'm out of here. They started to show off this next game, and I should have caught it quicker. At first, I'm like, this seems like some Uncharted shit. And they were going around just showing some people on the recording it. I guess I wasn't listening to the wording that well, but it was talking pretty much that they were ghost hunters, and they were at this place doing fake ghost hunting, and then things turn out to be real. You start to see it play out, and you're like, oh, this is kind of like Man of Medan or any of those dark anthology games, or Until Dawn. And what do you know? It was Until Dawn 2, which is awesome. I'm sorry that the movie was not good. The first game is a lot of fun. I just played it with my wife again. It was her first time playing it. She screwed up and killed a bunch of people. She was very sad about it. But I'm super pumped. It looked fantastic. It definitely ain't ill, but it looked great. It looked great, and I love choice-based games like that, and they do it probably one of the best, I think, Until Dawn. And they'll probably learn from their mistakes with their first game. I bet this will be fantastic. And then the final thing they showed, the big one, it was a God of War. Is it Lao Fei? It's Fei, Kratos' girl, mom, baby mama, wife. Not quite sure if he was married or what. But when she died in the 2018 game, it pretty much is taking place after that happens. I wrote this down because I thought it was an interesting way to put it. It seems as if she's in the afterlife of the gods. And that seems like it's all gods. You see her wake up. It's definitely Karen from Daredevil. Karen Page. Hello, Karen. The whole thing. Definitely Karen. It looks way more fantastical than 2018. Maybe not way, but it looks definitely more fantastical than 2018. Some crazy looking demon boss fight that you get to see. It was 20 minutes of gameplay. It was a lot for a game that hasn't even been announced until that moment. You see some like tigers flying in the sky. It looked kind of Egyptian, so you can tell there's like it's gods from every mythology, pretty much. They're talking Jello cube that was definitely Huey from The Boys. It was definitely Jack Quaid. And then there was a sword with ribbons on it, but the ribbons were the other voice, not the sword. It was weird. That part was weird. I'm sure it is going to make sense in some way to mythology that I just don't know. I'm too dumb to know. Uh, Also, that afterworld was called the Everywen by fucking Huey, the Jello. So there's definitely something going on there. I'll figure out more about the mythology of the Jello and the sword and stuff. But Faye looked badass. Her sword fighting ability looks awesome. And the boss fight looked amazing. It's super God of War. It's super Santa Monica Studios. It's fantastic, man. And that was how they ended the state of play. I think it was pretty good. You didn't get your Bloodborne. You didn't get your Grand Theft Auto. And maybe you will at the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest. I mean, maybe we'll get a little bit of GTA there. Bloodborne, just don't even think about it. Just don't even think about it. So that's about it. If you could please like, that'd be amazing. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers just so I can go live. When something like this state of play happens, I could have been live on YouTube, but I don't have enough subscribers, so they don't allow me to. So if I get up to 50 subscribers, that'd be amazing. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.